So we're looking at the C.A.S.T rule today, and we're going to begin by looking at this investigation here. We have a table with a bunch of angles from 30 all the way to 330. What we're going to do is calculate the values of sine, cosine, and tangent of those angles, and see if a certain pattern emerges. So let's get started. I'm going to start doing this. You can probably do it on your own, and then maybe we'll jump straight to the end of the table. Okay, so we've entered all the values here. Let's take a closer inspection and see if we can kind of identify any patterns. So first of all, you'll notice that the numbers tend to be kind of uniform. You see a 0.5, a 0.5, here's a negative 0.5, 0.5s all over the place. And we also see another value of 0.866, and that's been rounded. You see it all over here, over here, over here, here, here's another one. And then for the tangent, we notice that there's 0.577. It happens over here, and over here. And finally, we have this 1.732. Just highlight it. So again, it looks like there's these four numbers that are kind of jumping around. Some of them are restricted to tangent, like these ones here, and the other two are restricted to sine and cosine over here. But what I want to call your attention to is mainly the sign of the trig ratio in the various quadrants. And the quadrants, by that I mean, here I have 0 to 90, 90 to 180, 180 to 270, and 270 to 360. So you'll notice that in quadrant 1, and I'm going to summarize this over here, in quadrant 1 from 0 to 90, all the values in terms of the sign for all the trig ratios, right, all are positive. I'm just going to summarize that. And in Q2, okay, that's over here, that's from 90 to 180, all of them except cosine are positive. And so we can say, let's summarize that as tangent as well is also negative. Let's say sine is positive. And then from 180 to 270, the only positive one is tangent. I think I'll just circle them here. So we say tangent is positive. And then finally, when we look at the last one, we have cosine. Cosine is positive. And if we look at that in terms of, the quadrants 1, 2, 3, and 4, okay, 0 is always measured in the positive, from the positive x-axis. 90, okay, we're going counterclockwise here, so from here to here, that's Q1. From here to here, that's going to be from 90 to 180, that's Q2. From here to here, that's 180 to 270, that's Q3. And then finally, 0, well, that's the same as 360, and that's one full circle. So what's the idea here? Well, basically, the C.A.S.T rule, and you can read it like this, C.A.S.T, all it means that is if I'm in Q1, let's say, suppose I'm in here, all the trig ratios will be positive, okay? If I'm in Q2, only sine will be positive. Okay, so all I got sine. If I'm in Q3, tangent will be positive, and the other two will be negative. And if I'm in Q4, cosine will be positive, and the other two will be negative. And we only used, two values within each quadrant, but you'll find that this observation works for any value within the quadrant. Whether it's 30 or 31 or 45, 50. Or in Q4, you could choose 305, 335, anything between 270 and 360. you're going to find that cosine is always positive, sine and tangent will be negative. Okay, and that's, in a nutshell, that's what the C.A.S.T rule is telling us.